Okay, so we have seen last thing in the previous class is the structure of the C program and how to execute the C program, what are the steps and what are the files it will be generated when you execute successfully any C program. So up to this part we have completed. Next thing we need to see is data types. What is the next topic? We need to see data types. So here in our E drive, in our 4 to 5, in notes, I am going to save it. The next topic we are going to cover is data types. So first thing, what is a data? What is meant by data, or what is data? Data ante enti, what is meant by data? So we can say data is nothing but information. Okay, information is called as data. So simple thing, we call it as raw information is called as data. Raw information is called as data. The data which we are going to store will be in different types. That is called data types. That is called as data types. So the data which we are going to store will be in different types. What are the different types of data we can store? That we are going to cover in the data types. Basically, in C language, I am writing in shortcut. In C language, we can divide data types into mainly two types. Two types of data types we have. One is predefined, second one user defined. So on the name itself we can understand what is the use of that one. Predefined means those are already defined in the C language. User defined means the user will create them based on their, or based on us, or based on our requirement. So first we will see predefined data types. Predefined means they are already declared. Okay. So in this predefined data types, the first one is int. What is the first data type we are going to use? Is int. So int means integer. So if I use this int data type, what type of data I can store? Basically, when you are taking anything as an int, we can store numbers only. We can store numbers only. If you are storing numbers, then the type we should use is int. Okay. Next, how much memory it will be allocated if you are using int data type? It will allocate 2 bytes of memory. How much memory it will allocate? 2 bytes. So you know 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay. So that 2 bytes means 16 bits of memory allocation will be done. Next, range. What is the range we can store is minus 32,638 to plus 32,637. So this is the range of the numbers you can store in int. Means anything, any number between that minus 32,638 to plus 32,637 you can store. If I want to store 33,000, I cannot store that in integer, because the range of the integer is, that is the range. Beyond that range we cannot store in integer. So what we can conclude in integer? We can store only numbers by using integer data type, and we can allocate how much amount of memory for integer variables, means 2 bytes of memory we can allocate. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. And what is the range of that integer? Minus 32,638 to plus 32,637. These predefined data types, they are also called as primary data types. They are also called as primary, and user defined data types are called as secondary data types. You can say other name for them is that. These predefined data types we can also call as primary data types. User defined data types are also called as secondary data types. Okay. So you can keep the heading as, instead of predefined, you can put it as primary data types. That is better. The primary data types means which are already created, which are used for primary purpose, main purpose we can call. Second one is after int, float. Float means we can store numbers and decimal values both. So if you want to store numbers and decimals, both values, we are going to use their float data type. So if you are using float data type, we can store both numbers and decimal values. Next, how much memory it will allocate? It will allocate 4 bytes of memory. Ante in memory, the float data type value will occupy 4 bytes of memory. Next, another important point is we can store only up to 6 decimal digits only. We can store only up to 6 decimal digits only. Means if I give more than 6 decimal digits also, it is not going to store that. The maximum number of digits of decimal values you can store is 6. If I give 7 or 8, it will take only up to 6 only. So this is regarding the float data type. Integer or int we call it as, that is for numbers. Float is used to store numbers plus decimals both. Next, third one, char. So to store single character, if you want to store only one character, single character, then we can use char. Next, character values. Char is nothing but character. Character values are stored in single quotations. Compulsory character values should be stored in single quotations only. Next, how much memory it will allocate? It will allocate 1 byte of memory. Since we are storing only one character, it will occupy only 1 byte of memory. So these are the 3 very, very important data types which we use mostly when you are taking any data in C. If you want to take numbers, we use int. If you want to take decimals, we take float. If you are storing any character, we'll use char. And the fourth one is called double. Fourth one is called double data type. So what is this double data type will do? So double is nothing but just like float. How the float is there, same way double is also same. Except the only difference is in the memory allocation it will be different. Same as like float data type. I am just writing same as like float data type, but memory allocation will be 8 bytes, not 4 bytes. Instead of 4 bytes, 8 bytes, but memory allocation will be 8 bytes. That is the only difference. Similarly, the fifth one is long int or long integer. So long integer means same as like int, but it will occupy 4 bytes of memory. It will occupy 4 bytes of memory. And next, if you are to store any number which is bigger than this range, because in integer we can store 32,638 to plus 32,000. If you want to store bigger than this number, then we go for long int. Using long int, we can store up to 13 crores some value we can store. That much big number also we can store. But with integer, this is the range of the numbers you can store. Beyond that, if you store in integer, it will not accept. How much memory means? Here 4 bytes. So when we want to store bigger numbers, we go for long int data type. So these are the 5 data types which are called primary data types or main data types, which we are going to use in every C program. So these 5 data types we use regularly, almost all in every program. So you should have clear-cut idea what is the use of these things. So I am explaining again. See, primary data types, the first one is integer. So integer means it is used to store numbers, only numbers only, and it will occupy 2 bytes of memory in the space, and range is minus 32,638 to plus 32,637. Next is float. Float is used to store numbers. We can store decimal values and numbers both using the float data type, and we can store maximum of 6 decimal digits only. Beyond that 6 decimal digits, if you are trying to store with float, it is not possible. I will show all this practically when I am running the programs and I am showing you. Okay, don't bother. Next is char. Char is nothing but to store single character. If you want to store only one character exactly, then you can go for character type or char. Double, same like float, but memory allocation will be more, 8 bytes. In long int also same like integer, but memory allocation is 4 bytes. So if you want to store any number which is bigger than these numbers, then you can go for long int. So these are the primary data types which we are going to use in C language. Next, after primary data types, we have secondary data types also. We have what? Secondary data types. Secondary data types. Secondary data types. So what is meant by secondary data types? So you can just remove this predefined and you can put primary, secondary, because that is better names. So primary we have seen, now secondary. Secondary data types, simple. Secondary data types are created using primary data types. అంటే ఈ పైన యూజ్ చేసి మనం ఈ సెకండరీ డేటా టైప్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. సో దే ఆర్ క్రియేటెడ్ యూజింగ్ ప్రైమరీ డేటా టైప్స్. That is the first thing. So all secondary data types are created with the help of primary data types only. So if you don't know primary data types, we cannot use secondary data types. That is the first position. Next, in this secondary data types also again we have now we have again predefined and user defined. So predefined means which are already defined, which are there, like arrays, strings, pointers. These are all secondary data types. In user defined, we have structures and unions. So this is about secondary types. Simply you need to remember is secondary data type are created using primary data types. In that again they are divided into predefined and user defined. In predefined we are going to cover these, in user defined we are going to cover. Each and everything is separate topic in C. So we will see in this each and every topic separately in detail later. Okay. So don't bother about this one. Our primary focus is now on primary data types. Int, float, char, double, long int. These 5 we need to focus mostly now. So this is about what are the data types we are going to use in C language. So what is data? So data is nothing but simply raw information is called as data. So in C language we can divide the data type into 2 types, primary, secondary. In primary we have integer, float, char, double, long int. What are those individually we have seen. And in secondary they are created using the above data types, that is primary data types. Again they are subdivided into predefined and user defined. So we will see them later individually in topics. So this is about data types in C. Next, after the data types topic, the next thing we need to learn or we need to see is variables and constants. Variables and constants topic. So why we use variables, why we use constants, that we need to see. But before going to see this topic, we need to see another topic, that is our printing statement. So first we will see that and then we will see this. So the next thing we will see is first is printing statement, and we will see one example also for that printing statement. Then later we will see the variables and constant topic. So printing statement. What is meant by printing statement? The statement which is used to print anything in the output, that is called as printing statement. So in C language, the printing statement is printf. What is the function which is used to print anything on the output screen? Printf. If you want to print anything in the output, printf. So this printf is the printing statement in C. So if you want to print anything in the output, you would use printf. First thing, printing just messages. So how you want to print just messages? So how you can print? Just write printf, double quotations, open, double quotations, close. Inside the double quotations of the printf, whatever you write, that is considered as just message. That is considered as just a message. Whatever you write inside the double quotations, that will print as easily on the screen. Whatever you write inside this, it will print as easily on the screen. So this is the syntax for just printing the message. If you take an example for that, printf, in that I am writing hello, for example. So now in output screen, you are going to get hello printed. However, you write exactly the same way, you will get print in the output. So if you want to just print anything, just a message, you can print directly inside that with the double quotations. Whatever you write inside the double quotations, that will be considered as message and that will be printed directly without any problem. This is the first important point. Next, here is one important note we need to keep in the mind when you are using the printf. What is that? Is inside the printf statement or inside the printf function or statement, we can call, because in C language everything is a function only. The printf is also one of the function which is used for printing. Inside the printf statement, we can use some special characters. What are those special characters? /n/t. Two special characters which we use inside the printf. Where we use? Inside the printf. If I use /n, what will happen means it will create new line. It will create what? New line. If I use /t, create new line, create tab space. So whenever I use /n, it will create a new line. It will create a new line. Means the cursor will go to next line. The cursor will go to next line. That is the meaning. /t. Whenever I use /t, I will get tab space. When you press tab in the keyboard, how much space you will get? That much space you will get. So one tab is equal to 8 spaces. So if I press one tab, you will get 8 spaces. That much space you will get. So this is about one important point you need to keep in mind. Now we will see practical example regarding this now. How to use this? One example, practical. So where you will write the programs? In C compiler software. What is the C compiler I am using? Turbo C+ is the compiler I am using. So to run C programs, compulsory we require a C compiler. So without that C compiler, we cannot execute the C program. So I am using Turbo C++. You can use any of the editors which I explained in the last session. Now if I open this, so you will get like this screen. Start Turbo C++, click that button. It will open our Turbo C++ software or C compiler, C software. So you will get like this screen. Close every window, whichever it is there, like this empty screen. Now you go to file, click new file. So an empty file will be created. Now what we need to write first in every C program? Anyone can tell. What I should write first now?
Header file.
Very good. We should write compulsory in every program the header files. What header files we should write?
Studio and Folio.
We have the two header files. One is #include stdio.h. Why we use this stdio.h? Because the stdio.h library file or header file consists of printf, scanf functions. Those two are stored in that only. We are going to use printf now. To run that, we need to use that header file. Okay. Next, another header file. What is another header file we use? conio.h. So these are the two header files you should write compulsory in every program. Next, after that, what we will write? After the header files, the next step, what we should write?
Void.
We should write the main function. We should write the main function. So you can write main function by writing the void keyword, void main. Why we should use void, I already explained. Because main function is the main function. It does not return anything. To indicate that it does not return anything, we use void here. Okay. Now inside that, I will use printf. Printf, welcome to the class, something. I am printing. That's all. No CLR, no getCH, nothing. Only printf statement I have written. Now after writing the program, what I should do? After writing the program, compulsory, first we need to save the file. First we need to, so you can use shortcut. If you don't know shortcut also, you can go to file menu and click save. I already explained the shortcuts in the last class. F2 to save the file. See, F2 is a shortcut to save the file. If you don't remember also, no problem. You can go to the menu and save. Save. Where it will save? All the files will be saved in C, Turbo C software, bin folder, there it will save. Whatever you are saving, they are going to save there. But I don't want to save there. I want to save in a particular place. So first what I will do, I will minimize this window. So how you can minimize that window means Alt enter full screen, Alt again small screen. How to make the C window full screen and small screen means Alt plus enter, Alt plus Alt enter full screen. Again it will become small. Okay. Now first we will go to the C drive where the software is installed. In C drive you see Turbo C3, like that folder will be created. Open that. There is a folder called bin. There I will create a new folder and I will save there. Instead of saving directly, I will store everything in a folder. See, already 5 to 6 for other batches I already saved. So first what I will do, I will delete all these folders and I will create our new folder with our class name. So I will create a new folder. What is the folder name I am giving? 425. That is our class name. So daily whatever the programs I am going to explain, I am going to save in that folder, so that we can find every place, programs in one place. Now in this only I will store. Okay, you minimize this now. Now you again make it full screen. Now you save. Now we are in bin. Okay. Now in bin, where I should go? 4 to. Now we are inside the 425 folder. There you can give any name of your choice and .c is the format. So I am just giving it as sample .c. See, in 425 sample.c. Again window, make it short, see whether it is saved there or not. See, in bin 425 you can see the type also. See the type, see what is the type here, see C5, because it is in the type .c format we have saved. The type here should be C file. Okay, that is important. Now make it full screen again. Now, so F2 is the shortcut. Okay, whatever changes you do, you need to save again. Any changes, you need to save the file again. Okay, every time you add something or delete something, again save the file. Okay, don't forget. So F2 is the shortcut. It is asking, do you want to overwrite the file? Because I already saved, I am asking to overwrite the file. If you do any changes, press S. If you don't do any changes, press no. Okay. So I am overwriting the changes. Now, after saving the file, next step, what we need to do? We need to compile. After saving the program, the next step we should do is compiling the program. How you will compile the program? Alt plus F9 is the shortcut. Alt plus, or you can go to compile menu and click that compile button. Shortcut is C, Alt plus F9 only. Okay. So Alt F9, compile. What is mean by compile? Checking the program for errors. See, when you see, you are getting compiling one box and it is showing 0 warnings. 0 means there are no errors, no warnings. When there is no errors, no warnings, then only you will get output. Remember, if you have any errors, you cannot get output. And one thing you observe here carefully, lines compiled. How many lines are compiled? 460 lines. But did we write 460 lines? Then why it is showing like that? Yes or no? We didn't write 460 lines code there. We have just written maximum of 6 lines or 5-6 lines code. But why it is showing 460 lines there? What is the reason? That the compiler is showing that I am executing or I am compiling 460 lines of code. Why it is showing? Why? Because whatever the header files you have included, na, in that some code is there, na, that also will be executed. That also will be compiled. That is the, so in header files, in these two header files, that many lines of code is there. That is the reason you are getting like that, remember. Okay? So don't get confused that why it is showing like this 469 lines. Why it is showing? Because means whatever the header files, that also compiling, that also executing. Okay? Okay. Now no errors, nothing. Now after compiling, we need to run. We can go to run menu and click the run button, or control plus F9 is a shortcut. Okay, see, I am running. Yes. Are you getting any output? I am again running. See, run second time, run third time, run fourth time. But can you see the output? So remember, when you just run the program, you cannot see any output. You cannot see any. When you can see output, then you need to press separate shortcut key to get that output window. What is the shortcut key? Means Alt plus F5. What is the shortcut key? Alt F5. See, welcome to class, welcome to class, welcome to class, welcome to class. 4 times it is printing. Because how many times we have run? 4 times. That is why it is printing 4 times there. Now, what we will do? We will add CLR SCR option. What option I am adding? CLR, that is called clear screen function. What it will do? Whatever the previous output is there, it will be cleared. Only this program output only will come every time. Okay? Now, I have done some changes. So again you need to save. F2, save. S, overwrite the file. Now, compile. No errors. Again you need to compile. Again you need to run. S, it is running. Again run one more time. Again one more time. Third time. Fourth time. Fifth time. Like that 5 times I have run. Now Alt F5, how many times welcome is printing? I might run 5 times, but every time the previous output is getting cleared, and only this program output is coming. But previously you are seeing 4 welcome to classes messages. Okay? So that is the use of CLR SCR. If I use CLR SCR, only this current program output only will show. If I don't use that, previous program output plus it will add and it will come. Now similarly, I will use getch also now. If I don't use getch, I need to press Alt F5 separate to get that output window. But now save this, S, compile, run, output direct. See, run, you are getting the output screen now. I am not pressing Alt F5 now. Directly run, you are getting. So remember, if I use getch, no need to press Alt F5. Directly run, you will get the output. But previously when I am running, you are not getting the output. You are doing Alt F5, then only you are getting the output window. So remember, if you want to get the output window automatically, we should use what? Getch. Okay. So this is the structure of C program, which I explained in the last class. Now I have shown you with practical example what will happen if I don't take, which will happen what? If I don't take CLR SCR, what will happen? If I don't take getch, what will happen? If I don't take CLR SCR, you will get previous output plus this output. If I don't use getch, you cannot get output window. If I use that, you will get output window automatically. Take one more printf, second line, second statement. How are you? I am taking. One more printf, there I am writing hello. Like that, how many printf statements I have taken? Total 3. Total I am taking now 3 printf statements. Okay? Welcome to class, how are you? Hello, like that. Now, whatever the changes you do, you need to save the file. Compile, no errors, nothing. Run. When you run now, welcome to class, how are you? Hello, everything is printing. But how they are printing? Everything is printing in one line only. Everything is printing in one after another, it is printing. But I don't want like that. I want line by line. I want welcome to class in one line, how are you in another line, hello in another line. Like that, I want to print them everything in line by line, not in single line. Okay. So then what I should use? So if you want this output line by line instead of coming in one line, after the class I should go next line. I should go to simple. After the class I should go to next line. In order to go to next line, we can use /n. We can use which symbol? Where I should use that /n? Inside the printf. Inside the, remember, inside the printf double quotations only. Don't take outside. Okay. Inside the quotations only we should take. After the class I am giving. So after the class /n it will see compiler. So on seeing the /n, the compiler will make it next line. It will make it. Now same again. Same way, after how are you? /n. After hello also. So everywhere I am giving at the end /n now, so that I can get the output line by line. So remember, /n means new line. /n means what? Again save the file. Yes. Again compile. No errors, no warnings. Run. I am using shortcuts to run the code. Okay. See, welcome to class in one line. How are you in one line? Hello is also it is getting in one line, because I have used that line by line code there, because I have used /n there. Now like /n, we can use /t also. What I will do, after r and u in between, /t. We'll just take two /ts I am taking. One /t means tab space. 2 means 2 tab spaces you will get. 2 times you press tab, how much gap you will get? That much gap you will get. Okay. Save. Now between r and u, you will get tab space. You will get what? See, r and u, you are getting some gap. How much gap? 2 tabs. 2 times tab, how much you will get space? That much space you are getting. So this is how to use printf statement with /n and /t. Okay. With some example I have done. So how to use /n, how to use /t. Okay. And one more last important thing is, I wanted to print this hello in quotations, in double quotations. But for example, if I give before hello double quotations and after hello double quotations, you will get output now. We will see. Save, compile, showing error. Where it is showing? In that hello printf only it is showing. See, it is highlighting that line. Means in that line only error is there. So I cannot use directly quotations there. Why? Because if I write quotations, it will open and close there. Open, here open, and there hello is not in quotations only. Understand? So what you need to remember is, inside double quotations, we cannot take double quotations directly. Understand? If you take double quotations, it will treat as closing. But I should print it. It cannot print directly. So remember, in double quotations, we cannot print double quotations directly. We cannot print double quotations. Then what I should use? Write slash first. Write, then quotations. Write slash, then quotations. Again slash, then first write slash quotations. Slash quotations. Now save, compile. Now there are no errors, no warnings. Now if I run, see, hello is printing in, as you can see the output clearly, hello is printing in double quotation. So remember, double quotations, inside the double quotations we cannot take directly. If I take directly, you will get error. To handle that thing, we use slash symbol. We use what? Slash. So this slash is used to print that character. One important thing you need to add is, we will add comments. We will give what? Comments in the program. What is meant by comments? Comments are, they are given for user understanding purpose. User understanding means we will write comments for our understanding purpose only. whatever the comment you written, that will never display in the output. That will never display in the. So comments are given for user understanding purpose. That is the first point. Second point, they are not displayed, or they will never display in the output. They will never display in the. So here in C language we can give two types of comments. Two types of, or two ways of comments. Means we can give comments in two ways. One is single line comment, multi-line comment. Single line means if you are writing comment in just one line, use single line comment. If you are writing comments in multiple lines, use multi-line comment. Single line, multi-line. Single line comment, how you will write means double slash something. That is single line comment. Multiple lines means slash star something something in multiple lines. And finally you need to write stars slash. So remember, this is called single line way of writing comment. This is called multi-line way of writing comments. Now in the programs, I will use these comments in the middle. Okay, just for your understanding purpose, just for your. So this is regarding the comment section. Regarding the now in this program, I will use the comments now. So below this printf statement, I am writing double slash and I am writing, or you can write slash star star slash, okay, in multiple lines. So what I am writing in the comments means slash. That slash is there now to print the double quotations. That slash is called as, it is called as escape sequence character. You call it as what? Escape. What is the use of that escape sequence character? To print anything which we cannot print directly. Directly we cannot print, but using that we can print. So if you want to print any character which we cannot print directly, you can use that. So slash. Slash is called escape sequence character. That is the name of that one. So this is about our printing statement example. How to use printer and print some messages on the screen. So this is the example regarding printing statement. So how you will close the software? Simply go to file menu and you can click quit. It will close. Again you can start or you can close this also again. So now today we have just seen one sample program how to use the printf statement. How to use the printf, that is the printing statement. So now you know how to print messages, how to use comments. But remember, in some C compilers, single line comments are not supported. Okay, only multi lines are supported. In Turbo C++, this is not working. That's why I am using multi line. But in some compilers, this will support. But that's why I have written both. If you write this, if this is not working, use multi line. This one will work 100%. But first one will work in some compilers, will not work in some other compilers. So this is about our printf statement. So next we need to see variables and constants. That we will see next class, next session. Okay. So today what we have covered? We have covered data types. Okay. And one example program on printing statement. How to use printf with /n, /t, everything. How to use, and we have done. So these are the two topics we have covered today. So tomorrow we will see variables and constant and some other things we will see. Okay. So very important, these basics, if you practice starting onwards, it is easy for you. Okay. So daily class you practice. Okay. I'll share this class, you can check.